Caroline B, good morning. Thank you for joining us. What have you been able to ascertain so far as the number of bodies that have been taken there and, of course, those that are making way there to look for their kin?
Well, good morning to you, Akisa. Here at Chiromo Mortuary, information is still scanty as to how many bodies exactly were brought in here, but one of the sources I spoke to immediately I arrived at this place, that was at around 7:30 a.m., said that 13 bodies were brought here. That was between 11 p.m. and this morning. He couldn't give the exact timing, but in between that is that 13 bodies were brought inside this mortuary. I've also talked to one of the family members, and he was not comfortable going on camera, but he told me every bit of how they have been looking for their nephew. And what he said is that as of yesterday, they tried communicating with the nephew, and it was going through, but at some point communication was cut off. They were sending messages, but they were not being replied to. So when pictures started circulating on social media showing certain people, then they saw that it was one of their nephew who had actually succumbed to the injuries, or to the gunshot wounds. They also say that they saw the bodies based on the pictures that were circulating on social media, and therefore they made their way to this funeral parlor at around 11 p.m. last night, and they have been camping. They camped actually till around 1 a.m. So after that, they saw that information was not forthcoming and they could not take the body. So they were informed that they have to come back this morning and to get more information about maybe the death of their nephew. But they cannot take the body, is what he says, until the government pathologist or the pathologist who will be doing the post-mortem arrive at this place. Whether they have arrived, we are not yet sure. So the families are still camping here. From the time I came in, there were a few families, but right now a lot of families have streamed in. So we are not sure whether they have come maybe to identify the bodies of their loved ones who passed on in this attack, or for a different death report. But just to paint a picture of what exactly is happening here in this place is that there are quite a number of vehicles which have just come to this place from the time I arrived. So many more are still streaming in. It's a somber mood. I've seen one of the ladies alighting from a vehicle, wipes her tears, then proceeds to the reception of this funeral parlor. But since post-mortem hasn't started yet, well, they cannot get more information. I've been told we will wait for that information until authorities arrive here. That is a government pathologist. I've also seen a vehicle from the National Disaster Management Unit has made its way here with quite a number of officers. Their vehicles. I've also seen there's also a Land Cruiser from the British Embassy, which is here. So whether they have lost a loved one or they are coming here for a different purpose, we are not yet sure. But those two vehicles that you're seeing, the number plates belong to the British Embassy, for that matter. Well, information, we're still trying to talk to some of the family members. They are saddened by the turnout of events. They are not sure whether their loved ones are inside this mortuary or they could still be held up there at Riverside. But one of the families I have spoken to, of course, says that they are sure they lost their loved one, and all they want is to take the body of their loved one for burial, which is not possible as of now until the necessary procedure is actually done. So many are still flocking in here to get all that information. I also spoke to the Red Cross team, which had made its way here in the morning before they left, and they said that since the families are here, they are going to set up a help desk to be able to give to help the families in efforts to look for their loved ones. But the thing is that the operation is still going on the other side, so they cannot do much as of now. So once the operation is done, then it will be easier for them to come here and identify those bodies, and also pictures could be could actually be broadcast on who on the fatalities that have occurred in this place. But what I know so far is that 13 bodies, though unconfirmed. Once we get the official report, Akisa, then I will tell you indeed it is true. But they say the bodies actually arrived towards this morning. So that is the update that I have for you as of this now, or as of right now, Akisa.
Caroline, thank you for that update. We'll continue to periodically come to you, see whether you have